Hello, this is another installment of Operating in the Creative. It's 5 o'clock in the morning, 5:30 actually right now. I've been up for hours because things have just been on my mind. I'm the kind of person that I'm always thinking. So a lot of times I wake up in the middle of the night with a thought and then I have to either write it down and record it. So this one I'm kind of recording. I was thinking there are some people that they are gifted in one area, and so they focus all their life and all of their energy in that one area. There are other people that are gifted in many areas, and they might not be as centralized or gifted in one area, but they know a little bit about a lot of areas. And then you have people like myself who I I basically have a lot of knowledge in a lot of areas, and the reason why is because not only can I focus on minute details, but I can focus on the big picture as well. And so, because of that reason, I get misunderstood a lot. People, when they first meet me, they think I'm out of the box or just cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, only to find out years later that when they see and hear some of the things that I've said previously, and then they begin to piece it together. They understand that the things that I was saying are actually true. That's why one day when I had lunch with my sister, who's a year older than me, she said, Greg, all these for 30 years I thought you were cuckoo, and it's funny because it seems to me that we're more alike. And I'm like, no, we're not more alike. It's just 30 years ago, I was 30 years ahead of you, and now you're beginning to understand it. And here it is 30 years later. Now I'm 100 years, at least 100 years ahead of you. So I haven't changed. You have. Well, I mean, I have changed. My knowledge has gotten greater, but you're only catching up to where I was 30 years ago. I've had people in ministry say the same thing. They've said, how did you know this, and this? It's not so much that I was prophetic, it's just that I was able to see, like I said, see the small picture and the big picture. So, and piece it together and figure out what's going on. And it kind of disturbs the religious arena. Most people don't understand that whether you're in the religious arena, political arena, or whatever arena you're in, everything in this world, or most everything, is in a sense political. There's a hierarchy, and because there's a hierarchy, that's political. Okay, so in order to understand life and understand life in this third dimensional earth, you must understand politics. You must understand sciences, maths, logic, a whole range of things in order to be able to understand exactly what's going on and fulfill your purpose. Well, at least it helps. All right, ignorance is not bliss. Much, some people think so, but I'm not one to think that ignorance is bliss at all. So let me give you an example. Oh yeah, I've said in previous videos that this universe is moving to a feminine energy, which, I mean, that's a scientific fact. Scientists will even tell you, but that's why, like in the news media, you're seeing a lot of uh, a lot of news about the homosexual lifestyle. That's not news. You're seeing the Pope who's even embracing the homosexual lifestyle. You have people like our current President Obama, who's bisexual. His wife is actually a man. She's a trainee, if you will, a transvestite, if you will. There's scientific proof of that. You have people like Jennifer Aniston, Lady Gaga. They're hermaphrodites, and which reminds me, scientists are actually beginning to reveal that the human species, human beings, are actually it, the human being is actually a bisexual human being, believe it or not. And that's another reason why you're seeing this more of a bisexual and lesbian lifestyle, because even though people are being born one gender, the opposite gender is basically dominating their being, so they begin to exhibit the opposite gender of what they're born, because that's what's beginning to dominate their being. So it's not unusual. Okay, I know Christendom thinks that's a sin. Not really. Not really. You have to remember, we're not the only planet. We're not the only beings in this universe, let alone, in this galaxy, let alone this universe. There's other beings where the homosexual lifestyle, the hermaphrodite lifestyle is the norm. You have animals that live on this earth that are hermaphrodites. They can reproduce themselves. That's not unusual. And as you move up to higher dimensions, you will understand that principle as well. You will understand that when you move away from this third dimensional reality, and then you begin to operate in 6th, 7th, and 8th and higher dimensions, you'll understand that gender doesn't mean a thing. Race doesn't mean a thing, all right? The reason why we have racial issues in this world is because the powers that be use that in order to control people. That's why when you look in the Bible and it talks about the Tower of Babel and about how people's languages were dispersed, we were originally created, human beings are, that is, were originally created to speak to each other telepathically. And at the Tower of Babel, that basically ceased. That's when that began to cease to exist. You have things like the Roman Catholic Church in the early 3, 4, 500s, after the death of Christ, took away the belief of reincarnation. There's a reason for that. There's just so much going on in this world. It takes a lot of research to really understand what's going on. But once you piece these things together, you understand just how powerful of a being you really are. All right, and how those that are in power on this earth, who are actually in power illegally, are trying to keep you suppressed and trying to keep you from knowing who you really are. And that's why you're seeing a movement that is going, people call it a New Age movement. I've been called New Age by, people that have known me for 30 years. They now say, they say I've always been a New Ager and still am a New Ager. No, it's not New Age. It might be new to you, but it's not new to me. And it's not new to the universe. You're just catching on, or you just don't get it, don't understand, so therefore you want to label people. So that's fine. Jesus was labeled all the time. Jesus even allowed himself to be labeled. Jesus said to his disciples and other people, "Whom do you say that I am?" And every time he asked somebody different, he got a different answer. Jesus, and if you look in the 4 Gospels, Jesus never corrected them and say, "No, you're wrong. That's not who I am. I'm this." No, Jesus allowed them to basically believe whatever they wanted to believe who Jesus was. So you can believe I'm a lunatic all you want. That's fine. You can believe I'm a genius. That's fine. Because you don't define who I am. I do. And so do you. You need to define who you are and stick to it. And again, this is all about operating in the creative, right? It's about finding yourself. Not only finding yourself, but once you find out who you are, begin to operate in it. That's what I feel my purpose in this life is, to help people to find who they are and to help people to basically live, who they are, find out who they are, and to begin to operate in who they are. To begin to, even while you're alive on this earth, to begin to operate in higher dimensions. And that's my thoughts for now. Again, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, feel free to leave a comment, question, or concerns. I'll be glad to discuss anything you want with you. I hope this video was helpful. Have a great day. I'll be talking to you later. Bye-bye.